Good morning, and welcome to Lowcountry Charity Spotlight, presented by Merchant Cooperative. This morning, Kristen Maurer is spotlighting one Lowcountry charity that is helping make our local community a better place. Merchant Cooperative, a full-service credit card processing company, is proud to sponsor Lowcountry Charity Spotlight each Saturday morning here on News Radio 94.3 WSC. And now your host, Kristen Maurer.
Good morning, everybody. Saturday morning, January 17th. I'm in the studio with Christian Maurer Jr. How are you doing this morning, Christian?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
And our guest today, a nice family. And they're with the H.O.P.E Acres of Rescue, helping our precious, what is that? I can't read it.
Equines.
What's equines?
Equines are horses.
So you can tell how much experience I have with horses. Tracy Sawyer, president. Diane Ross, vice president. And Bob Ross, volunteer in charge of maintenance. How you guys doing this morning?
Fabulous. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Doing good.
All right, well, I guess we'll start this morning off with what is the purpose of the H.O.P.E Acres Rescue?
The purpose of H.O.P.E Acres Rescue is to rescue, rehabilitate, and provide a safe haven for equines in need, to live out a healthy, happy, and peaceful life through public education, county and state alliances, adoptions, donations, and caring volunteers.
Let me ask you this. I'm just going to kind of get off subject here. How do you get the horses?
We get them either from owner surrender, if folks have fallen on unfortunate circumstances,
Right.
lost their jobs, financial needs. We also work with animal control,
Okay.
both in the Tri-County area and statewide.
Yeah, I've seen a couple awful things on TV. They show a picture of a horse that, looks like a rack of ribs standing there on four legs.
Yes.
So do you get help out with those folks that need the help? You come in and help them?
We do as much as we possibly can, and then, we have to take some things into consideration ourselves as an organization, space and time. But if ever the opportunity is there, absolutely. Absolutely.
This is a question with two parts. First, why, and then how? Why and how did you start H.O.P.E?
Honestly, the vision just came to me one day. I'm actually, I work full time. So
Okay.
the vision of the horses in the stables just came to me on the way to work one morning. And I called and spoke to my mom about it. We've always been animal lovers. And she was sure, I'm on board. And we did some homework. We went and visited some other rescues. We made some phone calls for some rescues, statewide. We did our background work. And then we talked to local counties, found out that there was a need in Berkeley County in particular, which is fortunately where we were at, that they could use the help. They didn't have the means to house a large animal rescue. So we figured that would be a good place for us to start.
So, Bob and Diane, you had horses, obviously. Your daughter, when she was little, did you always have horses, Bob?
I never had horses.
No?
I was raised in a city environment, and so this was all new to me.
You told me New Jersey. The only time you saw horses at a baseball game, right? With an officer on it.
Just about, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I had a horse when I was younger, and I've been around horses all my life. And even when Tracy was young, I introduced her to horses. She never had one of her own until, an adult. But she's been around horses, and I've tried to give her that opportunity. Even as a toddler growing up, she's been on the back of a horse. So we've, had that love for a horse, like I said, all our lives.
When she was a little girl, when did she first get up on a horse?
Oh, from the time she could walk, just about. Yeah. I've had her on a horse.
And I was scared of them.
And let's not forget, folks, we are with H.O.P.E Acres Rescue. Their website is www.hopeacresrescue.org. And their phone number is local area code 843-412-3519. Break out your checkbooks or your credit cards and make a donation to help these beautiful animals out. We would all greatly appreciate it.
Where are you getting the money now, guys?
A lot of fundraising. We do hot dog sales. We do charity festival events. We bring out our personal horses and do pony rides for birthday parties occasionally, or corn mazes, or we go out to the Santee Festival of Lights for the whole month of December and keep a booth out there and do crafts and foods and what have you.
Any funding, government funding? Or?
None, actually, unfortunately. We do a little bit of local grant writing here. We've gotten a couple of small grants, but nothing substantial.
Who'd you get those grants from, Tracy?
Berkeley Electric Co-op has been the largest that we've received.
Yeah, earlier before the show, you were telling me they had a lot of stuff available like that.
They do. They have individual and nonprofit grants available for folks.
Well, we're going to come back, and we want, I tell you, we're going to raise some money for these folks. They're great, and these horses need help, and we're going to get into more detail about it. You're listening to Lowcountry Charity Spotlight, presented by the Merchant Cooperative. Well, welcome back, everybody. You know what, this thing about a horse, Bob, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Famous horse. Let's name some famous horses.
Oh, we got Mr. Ed.
He's a big one, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know how they made his lips move that way?
They
My first wife's cooking. Right? And then you got Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit. Yeah. And
Yeah,
you had
Secretariat.
Trigger, and you had, you know,
Who was Trigger? That was,
it was Roy Rogers' horse, wasn't it?
Yes.
yeah, well, I'll tell you something. Nothing like having a famous horse. Do you guys have any famous horses, Tracy, on your, or a famous horse story of a horse that ended up with you guys?
I don't know that we have any famous. We have a couple of thoroughbreds that have come off the racetrack that have either been retired or seized up, ended up in a backyard racetrack versus the official.
So either a quarter horse
Yeah.
or a trotter. We had a trotter when we lived in Ohio. I had a couple buddies. We bought one, and the horse's name was Sheila's Tear. But my first wife was named Sheila, and she cried when I bought that horse because, you know, I was short on money. So
Well, I guess we'll jump back right in here. We are with the H.O.P.E Acres Rescue, and please contact them at their web address, www.hopeacresrescue.org, or call them at local area code 843-412-3519 to make a donation. Let's. I guess we'll jump right back into it. How do you get funds for your rescue?
The majority of our fundraising is done off-site through fundraising events, through hot dog sales and those types of things. But if folks want to make donations, we have a couple of options. You can donate via the website. We also have a Facebook page that a lot of folks follow us on. And we have a PayPal link there as well that they can make donations. Or you can mail donations to our P.O. Box, which is actually in Goose Creek, 2037 in Goose Creek.
So eat a dog, save a horse.
Absolutely.
So you have, when you say you do those fundraisers, you know, where do you do them at? I mean, where
A lot of them are done out in Mungs Corner area, the Central True Value store out there.
Sure, yeah, I know that's a great place.
Yeah, they allow us to set up there every so often, and we get out there and do our thing. And you're right, you know, that's one of the things I always say: eat a dog, save a horse.
I love it. You know, what does it cost? Okay, I got a horse. I lose my job. I have an unfortunate situation in my family. You know, I reach out to you, Tracy. What does it cost for you guys to board and take care of these animals?
A horse in good condition, you can expect about $200 a month to take care of. This
That much?
includes, yes, a month for one horse. Now we have
that's a
over
healthy horse.
15. Exactly. That's one without abscessed teeth or, you know, lacking, you know, with vaccinations or needing dental work or hoof trimming or any of those things. So just to take care of a horse in good health, about $200 a month.
And then that's when they call you and you guys need the 200. How many horses you got out there now?
We have just under 20 right now.
So you're looking at $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
It's substantial.
It is, and especially right now, you know, being wintertime with the hay.
Hay season it gets very expensive.
Well, so they obviously they eat a lot.
Oh yes.
You know, what about a pony? Do you got ponies out there?
We have two mini horses out there, which are small horses. They're not actually ponies. They're 36 inches tall, And we use those primarily for the little kids to help.
Birthday parties and stuff?
Birthday parties. We use those for fundraisers. We use those to help educate kids on how to take care of horses. They're not so intimidated by a small horse like that as they would be, for example, a horse that's 15 hands. You know, that's pretty intimidating for a little one. But a little child can come up to a 36-inch horse and learn how to groom it and take care of it and see what's involved.
So to make a donation, you could bring those horses by for a birthday party, and someone can donate $200, $300, $400, $500 and show a group of kids, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And we've taken our horses to the mini horses to like an elementary school and work with the kids that way. That's part of the educational process that we are into.
Nice.
Tell us about some of the horses you have right now that are available for adoption.
Well, like I said, we have close to 15, 16 right now that are available for adoption that have been rehabilitated. And they range in age from 2 years, and that being H.O.P.E. She was the first baby born there at the rescue. We named her after the rescue. But we have H.O.P.E., and then we go up to 28-year-olds. So we have a nice range of a lot of in between, and ranging in size from pony about 13.3 up to about 16.1, 16.2. We just got a Percheron
That's hands,
cross.
right?
Yes.
Stack the hands.
Yeah.
How
How long can a horse live?
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
On average, I'd say maybe in their early 30s.
Okay.
There have been cases where they've lived into their 50s.
Right.
It really
Kind of just like
depends.
people, right?
Yeah, it really depends on the horse and the lifestyle they've led and how well they've been cared for and those things.
I love watching horses on westerns and rodeos.
Nothing more beautiful than watching them run across a pasture, let me tell you.
I mean, horses got us here. You know, I mean, we couldn't have gotten across the United States had it not been for the horses. You know?
And a machete to clear
Yeah,
a path.
exactly. I mean, we owe a lot to the horses.
We do. And then, of course, the fertilizer to grow the corn, right?
Yes,
Exactly,
absolutely.
exactly.
All right, quit horsing around, everybody. Let's get back to what's on hand.
Well, speaking of the horses, are there any items that someone out there could donate to maybe help you guys out or help you get along, with your day? Easier?
Absolutely. I would encourage people to visit the website, hopeacresrescue.org.
Okay.
And we have a tab on the website that lists all of the feed that we use, the supplements that we use, things that we might need around the farm. We could always use gift cards, maybe Tractor Supply, even Walmart. We do a Metamucil purge, so something like that, generic Visa cards. Blankets are always a fantastic thing. We go through those. It seems like
There's a lot of a property owner out there that has a lot of hay.
absolutely,
Okay, I'm sure that you would love those donations
absolutely.
and blankets, like you said.
Absolutely.
Besides cash,
Another thing that we could use too is services. Somebody may have some carpentry skills. They could come out and help us with building projects or with grant writing. Somebody may have a finesse, at grant writing.
Right.
We could, use that kind of expertise or with web page assistance.
we're going to do that for you.
Yeah. That's
Christian's
awesome.
company said he'd build you guys a new webpage.
Wonderful. We
Nobody
love
call them for any website stuff. We've got that taken care of.
fundraising. If anybody has fundraising ideas and wants to put together something in the way of fundraising for us, that's always a wonderful opportunity for people to help us.
We just had one of our volunteers do a spaghetti dinner for us as a fundraiser, and we hadn't thought about doing that before, but it turned out to be extremely good, and that's the kind of things that we always need help with.
So, volunteer.
Absolutely.
I mean, these horses need exercise.
They do. They do. They need contact. They need grooming. They need one-on-one because a lot of these animals come in just like dogs. They may have been in situations where they were abused, they were mishandled, mistreated. I would give anything right now to have a trainer out there to help us.
You see a lot. You see what do people get
Absolutely.
a horse and then they love the beautiful animal and I got a horse, but I don't know crap about them, right?
Absolutely. And then they manhandle them, and then they actually cause severe damage that you have to undo, or you have to, pay somebody to come in and help you undo.
Are horses smart?
Absolutely. They are very intelligent. They very perceptive. about who you are. They know
They'll
you're
pick
afraid of
your
them well
pockets if
before
you're
you.
not.
They can read you.
Yes.
Well, once again, we are with Hope Acres. Give them a call, 843-412-3519. Make a and or go to their website, hopeacresrescue.org, and make a donation. And don't think twice about it. Go there. These are beautiful animals that need help. These folks are helping them out, and obviously, the more help, the better.
I'm thinking of adopting a horse now.
Aww.
How much
come
land
out.
do you need
Right.
to adopt a horse?
I would say a minimum acre, but ideally 2 acres per horse.
And that has to be fenced in.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You want it fenced in.
Okay, I'm gonna adopt a horse, but I want you guys to take care of it. Is that possible?
Right now, we don't board. We
Okay.
do not board.
Okay.
All right. What do you currently have available horses for adoption?
Well, we have quite a few. We have quarter horses, Mustangs.
Who's your special, Tracy? I mean, there's got to be one out there that you sort of like
There's-
sticks out the most.
There's a couple that have some fantastic dispositions right now. I would say a good horse to take home if you wanted to add to your fur family, Jewel or Lacey would be one of those two. They have very, very good dispositions. They've kind of been there, done that. Very easy to get along with.
They know any
Nice
tricks,
size.
Diane? Do you guys teach horses tricks? Horse around with them?
Now, Lacey used to be a barrel horse, but she's up in her years now.
What's a barrel horse?
She used to race around the barrels.
Oh,
for
yeah.
time.
And they time them and race around.
Yeah.
Now, what's a horse's treat? Sugar cubes, right? Or no? Is
They
that
do.
bad?
They do like sugar cubes. They like peppermints.
Okay.
Of course, carrots and apples. They like oatmeal pies.
Watermelon.
Banana peels. Yeah.
And they'll eat,
Watermelon's fun to watch.
They're like a garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ice cream, anything, just about.
they'll eat it up.
So, Bob, you've obviously grown up in the city. How did you hook up with this beautiful lady, your wife here?
Well,
Through horses? Through horses?
No, we actually worked together for quite a few years, and we just got married about 20 years ago, and
And you
You know,
took on her hobby with the horses.
And then when I retired, that's when Tracy had this vision. to
Well,
start
you
this
needed
rescue.
something to do, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's gonna,
Tracy, you're a good daughter. Get him off that
Keep
couch.
him active.
He wanted
you
a
know? He wanted to
Clydesdale to bring
retire.
him beer, probably.
at that time, yeah.
He's been a trooper, that's for sure.
Oh, you guys are great.
What's the difference between a Clydesdale and a horse? The size, that's it, more or less?
Well, yeah.
Clydesdale is a horse, obviously.
It is
a
a
type
horse.
Of a
It's a
horse.
breed. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You got Clydesdale, you got Percheron. I mean, you've got a lot of larger breed
Now,
horses.
I hear of people studying horses out, right? There's big money in that.
There is. We're not big advocates of breeding because there are so many that need homes. It's
Sure.
kind of like with the cats and dogs.
So the racehorse folks, they're the bad people. They're the ones who get rid of them, right?
Well, not necessarily. Just sometimes they do end up in not the best of hands.
Sure.
So and
Sure.
and then subsequently in unfortunate circumstances, and then they're here with us. But hopefully we can make the ending better for them.
That is one of the first things we do with a stallion when it comes in, though, is have it gelded.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't.
Ouch.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to, have any more babies.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you something. With all the things we hear and charities, they should do that with a large part of the male population. So where can people come and see these horses, guys? Where are they at?
We are open right now to the public by appointment. So
Okay.
we encourage folks to call us at 843-412-3519, and we'd be glad to set up an appointment either during the week or on the weekend. We have a huge volunteer day on Saturday. That's when we do most of the farm work, with this labor-intensive farm work.
Is that every Saturday or?
Pretty much every Saturday, unless we have an off-site event scheduled. We're pretty much out there for 8 to 10 hours on Saturday, taking
Wow.
care. We've got 10 pastures and 20 horses and 8 troughs to scrub and 20 feed pans to scrub and feed buckets and stalls to muck and pastures to drag.
can't wait to get over there,
absolutely.
man.
But let me tell you, we have the best of time and meet some of the best of people out there.
Diane cook for everybody when the
Oh, yeah, we do. We cook, we laugh, we cry, we hug, we pick on each other. We have a great time.
We do.
It's a big family out there.
I'll hang out. I'll do whatever Bob tells me to do.
It's for me. It's a little bit like having 35 wives.
Oh, man.
You know.
Well, lucky you're gelded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you that now. The horses. Tell us. I don't want to be negative, but what kind of abuse do you see these poor animals come in?
Tell them about Sage.
Yeah, it varies. Like we had a Mustang in that when she first came to us, she was picked up by another shelter up toward Beaufort. And then we partnered together with them, and they brought the Mustangs to us. And it used to be when she came in, when we would walk up to the gate to go into the pasture, she would bolt. She was absolutely terrified of people. Sage.
Well, we're coming up on the break. We're going to talk about Sage. You're listening to Charleston's first and only News Talk Radio at 94.3 FM. Okay, everybody, we're horsing around here. Hey, Bob, I got here's a famous horse, Lady Godiva. You remember her?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was the deal with that horse? Well,
It wasn't the horse that people were watching. Believe me.
well, do you know what happened? Do you know why Lady Godiva was on the horse? Their family was in the chocolates business.
Really.
No. And no one ate chocolate, so she lost her shirt and had to ride a horse. So
Okay.
I know. Don't
he's
everyone
making that
laugh at once.
Well, once again, if you're just joining us, we are here with Hope Acres Rescue, helping our precious equines, which are horses. And you can reach them at hopeacresrescue.org and reach them by telephone at 843-412-3519. Please go to their website, make a donation, or give a call and see how you can help out. Speaking of helping out, what is the process of adopting a horse?
Well, we'd like to talk to you first and invite you out to the farm and set up a time for you to come out and meet the horses and talk to you a little bit about what you're looking for and what your experience has been, et cetera. And then we'd let you spend some time with a horse or two that you might be interested in. And once a horse is selected, we schedule a date for two of our board members to come out to either your farm or your boarding facility. To just take a look at things to make sure there's ample water
make sure you can
coverage.
take care of them,
Exactly, because our commitment to them is that we're going to ensure that they have a better life this go round. So the board members go out, they take a look at the farm, they come back and report to the rest of the board. We make a decision, and then we schedule a date for you to pick up your horse. Basically.
Any paperwork or?
There is an application that has to be completed, and we can either hand deliver that to you the date that you visit our farm, or it is available on our website under the Forms tab, along with volunteer applications and releases the liability, those types of things.
Any health type of things, veterinarian stuff you guys do? And
I'm assuming that's your biggest expense is veterinary expenses.
The vet bills they can be pretty substantial, especially for the horses that require, have medical needs.
do the vets bill you guys when they come out there?
They do.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
If there's any veterinarians listening, you go see these folks over there and, donate, discount,
Yeah.
Help.
help.
That would be awesome.
The horse whisperers out there.
Yes.
What's a horse whisperer?
That's somebody that can communicate very well with a horse.
So you guys are horse whisperers, in essence, right?
We do our best. Absolutely.
We do try.
How do you go about volunteering?
If you will call us or go on the website and click on that Forms tab again, you can download the volunteer forms, click on the Contact Us button, email us your information, and then we'll send out information to you about our orientation dates. Those usually happen on Saturday mornings around 9:30 or 10 o'clock and last for about a half an hour. We show you around the farm, and then we get you going right then and there. So come ready to work and help us out.
Bob, what about kids? Diane? When I say what about kids, of course, I'm not saying do the kids get excited? How do the kids get involved? You mentioned some ages and stuff and guidelines.
Yeah, we like to have kids under 14 have parental supervision, just, for safety's sake. 14 and over, they don't have to have their parents with them. We just have to have a release of liability and, the application filled out. But we love having the kids out there. The kids work really well with the horses. They get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and the horses enjoy it. The horses relate really well with the kids, too.
How can you tell?
Oh, We can
Do
see,
they
we
act-
can
they're
see
like-
it in their eyes and the way they react
Little
to the
horse
kids.
whisperers.
Sort of like
Yeah.
a dog wagging.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
tail, right?
We've got a 13-year-old out there that is actually, well, she's 14 now, I guess. She's actually what we call a horse whisperer. She has Sage, this horse that was so mistrusting of individuals. She has this horse following her around like a little puppy dog. She has connected with that horse like nobody else could.
I, on the other hand, I still can't get near that horse. A male cannot get near that horse. A young girl,
Well, stop
No
winking
problem.
at it. All right, I tell you something. I'm having more fun today than I've had in a long time. You guys are great.
Thank you.
And I tell you something. God bless you. I mean, what you do to help these animals.
Thank you.
And we're starting to wrap up. And if someone's donating a horse, you were telling me that people will lie to you about what's that all about?
Not be completely forthcoming with some of the.
And that's
the
dangerous.
past.
Wouldn't it be
It is
dangerous?
dangerous. It's dangerous for the horse. It puts them in a bad situation. It endangers the humans involved, or
some
working with the
people
horses.
are embarrassed when
Yeah.
this gets to this point, and so you don't get a truthful answer. Like one of our recent courses we received, we were told that it really didn't like any hay. It didn't eat hay.
Well, Bob,
Well, I put a round bell out there that's 700 pounds, and that animal went through it in 3 days.
well, that's a hungry horse. Tracy, Diana, Bob, I tell you, you guys have been great this morning. We've had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for
And
having
I
us.
want everyone
Thank
to get
you.
on the phone and donate and come out and see you guys. Really, you're a great part of the community to help these animals and people that need help with their animals. You're listening to Lowcountry Charity Spotlight, presented by the Merchant Cooperative.
Lowcountry Charity Spotlight is presented each week by Merchant Cooperative, a full-service credit card processing company that provides payment processing services to businesses all over the Lowcountry. Please help and support this morning's charity so they can continue their good works. Thank you for listening, and be sure to join us each Saturday morning at 7:30 here at News Radio 94.3 WSC.